Alright, this is Let's Gay. I'm Johnny Jungle Guts, the top-notch gamer, aka the top-notch gamer, and you are listening to Let's Gay. Today on the show, I have my friend Jeffzilla. Thank you so much for being on the show, Jeff.
Hi. Wait, it's recording?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
What have
it's
you
so
been...
cool because you sound exactly the same as every episode.
Yes.
That introduction.
Oh, yeah, I just try to just fire it up, you know, just get in the zone, get into the mental zone of talking, which is maybe wrong. Like, I know a lot of people who do podcasts, like, don't even tell the person that they've started recording, really, to keep it more, I guess, conversational or something, but I really need to get jazzed up, is my whole thing. So what have you been up to today, Jeff?
Should I not have asked if you were recording?
No, I love it.
Okay.
I love all of those happy accidents.
Today, not much. I was cleaning all day because I have so much shit that I've been getting rid of, and I started to store stuff in the kitchen, like all crazy.
Okay.
So I finally got rid of a lot of it, and now the kitchen floor is like visible.
That's good.
My decor storage.
Right.
So yeah, that's pretty much what I did all day today.
Mm-hmm. And where do you live?
I live in I live in the city of East Los Angeles.
There you go.
Pretty much. Well, I actually live in a different area, but I don't want to say it.
Why don't you want to say where you live? You're embarrassed? You feel like a yuppie or something? I guess a young urban professional?
Neighborhood is under attack in the form of gentrification.
So you live in Boyle Heights, is what you're telling me?
Yes.
Yes. Well, you guys have been doing a lot better against it than many other neighborhoods.
Yeah, for
I
sure.
will applaud you for that.
It feels, it still feels a certain way, or it feels like it always has, because my family is actually from Boyle Heights.
Sure.
Which is funny to see how things are
different now.
Different nowadays with all the people that have moved.
Alright, there still is some gentrification in Boyle Heights, you would say.
There must, for sure there is. It's a very small percentage, but I'm pretty sure it's already there.
Yeah. Because I heard the story, like, they tried to have, like, some, like, opera singers come out, and, like, people were, like, arriving in limos, and then, like, everyone in the neighborhood totally, like, chased them out of town. It sounded
Or I think
beautiful.
they had, one of the high school bands perform to interrupt.
That's what I heard.
Which was really cool. But that group is cool. They're to be done.
Sure.
Or something.
They're doing what needs to preserve the neighborhood and let people stay in their homes that they want to live in.
Right.
That they grew up in. Yeah.
What about Chinatown?
Well, you know, I'm a solid gentrifier, let's be honest. I'm a white guy who's also an artist, and gay. So that's like the perfect, that's like everything that a yuppie wants to see, sort of. They want to see creative, unique people that they can sort of stand next to, right? And are like not that different from them, a la still being white. And so I think I used to live in a lot of places in LA, but I lived in Silver Lake before this, and I thought I pretty much kind of moved there and was excited to move there simply because I was like, it's done. It's over. It's been gentrified, and I don't really need to worry about that as much anymore because it's just been obliterated before I even got there. And but the rent was too high. I couldn't afford it. I was living check to check. So I moved out to here, to Chinatown. And that's what I did.
Cool.
I can't figure out how to land this
Have you been
damn
to like
plane.
every single Chinese restaurant?
I've been to a lot of them. Also because we used to get gift cards. We used to get gift cards whenever they would film around here.
Oh, that's cool.
And so whenever, there we go. I landed the damn plane.
That seems really cool.
Because whenever they film around here, they give you gift cards. Not always, but like some of the time. And so I was like really broke at one point, and so I was just living off gift cards for like a week at Chinese restaurants.
Did you have like a favorite and like least favorite?
I would say still that I think one of the best ones is Full House over there.
Yeah, I don't mind Full House.
A lot of people have recommended.
It's not that great.
It's not like amazing or anything. A lot of people say if you want really good Chinese food, to go to the Valley.
Oh yeah, or like not here.
Just not here is what I hear. Other people really like that one Hop Woo, but I haven't actually been to that one yet.
I haven't been to that one either.
But I think Full House is kind of the best bet. And it says seafood, but it's really just all regular Chinese
like
food.
It's like a 1 to 10, or you're starting with like the like best to the worst.
Yeah, kinda. So you grew up in Boyle Heights. When did you start getting into like music and being a creative person?
I guess my whole life. I didn't really grow up in Boyle Heights. My family's from there. I actually grew up in Glassell Park because that's where my mom moved.
Sure.
From Boyle Heights, and then when I was 12, we moved to the Bay Area, and then I lived there until I was 25, and then I moved back down here, and my dad happens to be living in Boyle Heights, so that's who I live with, and that's where I live there. But I started getting into. I think I've been getting into. I think I started getting into music maybe like my own type of music, maybe like middle school.
Sure.
What about you?
You know, I didn't. I wasn't until college that I started doing any singing or anything like that, and I only took art classes in high school to get better at understanding art, so I could be a comic book writer. Was the original plan. Really wanted to write for comic books, but I was really actually relatively good at art, and so I just said, I guess that's what I should go to college for. And I went to one school that in Savannah, Georgia, that was horrible, and dropped out. And then the only school I got into was CalArts, so that's where I went after that. So
how old are you? Like CalArts.
You are like turning the interview around right now on me, Jeff.
Am I?
A little bit, but I love to talk about myself. But,
okay, fine.
I was like 20, I think, right off the bat. But what kind of music were you making in middle school? That's what I want to know.
Oh, I first mainly started maybe in 9th or 10th grade is when I started like messing around with guitars or like friend guitars and stuff, and that's mainly when I started doing music. My like playing or trying to like play it.
Sure.
Like taught myself like riffs and stuff.
Yeah. Or
stuff. Yeah.
And I feel like in a way though at this point, you're starting to transfer or starting to also be sort of in a very realm of like performance. You know, you're just dancing sometimes in your shows, and sometimes you can get a little erotic moment can happen.
Wait, have you seen me, dude?
Yeah, I saw you at Pairspace. We performed on the same night.
Oh yeah, that was a weird. That wasn't. I don't know.
I thought that was really good.
I mean, I liked it, but the crowd wasn't. I mean, I don't.
Oh, what was wrong with the crowd?
I guess I'm used to playing more like shows that are like party, like actual just shows, and that was more of like
an art show or something.
Yeah. So the crowd was.
They weren't like
felt like they were like offended by my like faux butcher knife and stuff, which is fine because I wanted them to be, I guess.
I think you succeeded. I mean, it was definitely a little scary. Because there was like a part where you sort of like swung the knife like sort of into the audience. Like,
oh yeah, that was a real one. That was a real one.
In a
I had a fake one. I have a fake
like
one.
it seemed like.
Oh shit.
And everyone like sort of like shuddered and screamed. It was great. I really loved it. I think a lot of people I talked to really got a kick out of it.
Oh yeah, I had a Santa suit on.
Yeah, but you no panties.
Yeah.
So we saw some of that stuff.
Oh.
So that was fun.
Yeah.
But that's good. That's all good. And when did you start getting into that type of level of it, where you were like able to do all these great?
I think when I moved here, or like I started right before I moved here, I started doing solo stuff, and then I kind of had seen stuff that was happening here, like performance art, music-ish stuff, and I was just getting into like new wave and 80s type performance.
Sure.
And weirdos and people and punk and all that stuff, and so mainly like when I moved here, that's when I started doing that.
Back to Boyle Heights.
Yes. Back to
Should I? All right, I'll stop calling it Boyle Heights.
No, it's fine.
I feel bad because I mean, I'm over here. I'm just a solid gentrifier, and I'm just blowing up your spot. It's not good.
It's totally fine. I mean, I live in Boyle Heights because I'm fighting the war
to keep it
and
pretty Latino.
I'm willing to write letters, throw bricks.
You're getting into the political side of it.
Anything that we need to do.
That's good that you're going beyond just the art side of it. A lot of people just
our neighborhood the way it's been.
I think a lot of people just think that they can just make artwork about an issue they care about, and then that's it. But I think it's usually, I'm always more impressed when people get involved in a lot of different, levels of it. So, another thing I've noticed is that your picture on Scruff, I think it's of you, maybe you look like you're about to circumcise yourself with some scissors.
No, did I have that on Scruff?
I don't know where it was, but it's made it into my sites. It was also in a zine. I also saw it in a zine.
Oh, that's what it was.
But I heard that it was on. I'd heard about it on Grindr, I think.
No, I don't think maybe I might have sent it to someone.
You sent it to a friend.
I never had that as a.
Oh, okay.
But I mean, I'm definitely not ashamed of that photo.
No, you have nothing to be ashamed of. Nothing at all. It's very impressive. But what inspired you? What took us to the moment when that photo was taken?
Well, my partner, and I were just usually like our morning times are usually him still in bed and me up and on the couch, either doing music stuff on the laptop or listening to music or tapes or records or something.
Sure.
Between the hours of like 9 and 11 or something, if we're there. And I would just like bottomless on the couch.
Right. Oh yeah.
Already just playing with it. And then I was like, I just grabbed the scissors and I'm like, Chris. And I'm like, look. And then I'm like, can you take a picture of this? And he took the picture, and then I submitted it to this like homoerotic rock and roll hodgepodge. Maybe I shouldn't say that, art show.
It was in an art show?
Yeah, and...
Oh, so it was hanging on the wall at one point.
Yeah, and I never got it back. The people who...
jerks.
I mean, I don't care. I mean, it's fine. I don't know if they wanted it or not, but I asked them for I mean, I'm still connected to them, maybe, I think. So.
Oh, well, yeah.
They can have it.
They can have it.
I would like to turn it into like poster size.
Sure. Yeah, make it readily available, easy.
I also think that, like, you know, penis is so protected, like, insanely, like, men or people or whatever they are with penises are so afraid to show theirs. It's just, like, the most, like, protected fucking thing in the world.
Well, yes, because of the size issues are still so, such a huge part of our penis culture.
Yeah.
I think that's the number one reason why is people, you know, the thing is, it's like usually people don't realize that a lot of dicks are not that big because mostly the people who are comfortable showing their dicks are people with pretty big ones, you know? Like I did a show on K-Chung that was like a nude. We were all nude, and we were talking about. It was supposed to be all about talking about our bodies and body insecurities, and of course, no women.
You were nude in K-Chung?
Oh yeah, and I wasn't the first person to do that, but so it wasn't like really that groundbreaking. But you know, no women showed up, of course, because that's just terrifying to be a woman around naked men. I bet that you don't like really know, and then. Not always, but and then besides that, all the men who showed up, which were like 4, 5, 6 men, because this guy was really trying to organize like organize this really like a lot, you know. They all had huge, like pretty big dicks, you know.
Oh.
They all had pretty big dicks, and I was like I think I had the smallest dick there. Let's be honest, and I was just like, you are here because you are comfortable showing your penises, and you are comfortable because your dicks are big. That was my thesis on that. But anyway, could you read this little paragraph to me?
This one?
Right there.
First of all, examine the pigeon.
Okay, did that.
Next, find the pub, which is located just beside where you'll start on the left.
Okay, let's get into the pub. Keep going.
Behind it, you'll find a merchant walking around who offers to sell you a bottle of Rust Rid for 1,000 GP. You need this to continue, so make the purchase. Enter the pub and climb to the top, then go out the lower right door. Above you is a door that's rusted shut. Thanks to the Rust Rid, you can manage to get it open and then access Mount Zozo from there.
Alright, let's get into it here. Oh no, I don't care.
I think
that guy's not selling Rust Rid.
I thought about gamers before when I was younger.
Sure.
Like I can recall thinking like, are there gay boys that play video games? Because I hated them like for a while, like because some of my friends growing up in the suburbs would play them and we'd be hanging out and I'd be so pissed because they'd be playing video games and I'm like, do gays play video games?
Is that something you do as a gay person? Yeah.
And
like there's just a dead woman here. There's just like an unconscious woman who's not responding to my attempts to talk to her. That's a little bleak.
Is this a city that you're in?
This is like a city of thieves, as I recall. If I can recall correctly, what... Okay, here's the guy that I need to talk to.
It looks like Knott's Berry Farm. Have you been to Knott's Berry Farm?
No, I've never been. This is what it looks like. Knott's Berry Farm. raining and dilapidated.
No, like there's like an old like western like
feel.
Haunted section.
Yes, Knott's Scary Farm, right? That's what they call that.
Well, this section is always there.
Yeah.
Town or whatever, but it's super cool and like going on during Knott's Scary Farm, yeah. But probably Christmas as well.
Sure. Oh, you're bringing out the paper. What are we looking at here? We've got the things written down. We've got notes.
Just stuff that I thought of.
Well, I'd love to hear your thoughts.
I wrote about me Or what about Brandy and Jared?
I love Brandy and Jared.
Maybe I could ask you about that.
You can.
Even though I already did.
Wow, I love it. You are ready to interview me. What do you want to know about Brandy and Jared?
I wasn't ready. I mean, I was just thinking of ideas to talk about.
Well, I'll tell you right now, for those of you who are not listening, one of my big claim to fames, okay, is that I was on an episode of Storage Wars appraising a collection of My Little Ponies. And Brandy and Jared were the storage unit buyers who I communed with in that moment. So that is what he's talking about when he's bringing up Brandy and Jared.
Do you think Jared is attractive?
Gonna go for a hard no on that. But I could see him being I almost take that back. Like, because I personally, okay, wow, we got into the mountain already. That was quick. Could you read me just give me like a taste of this here?
Begin going left and opening the chest to receive ice shield.
That's confusing.
Oh yeah,
it's a breed.
Below you is another chest with a red cap inside. Follow the path down to the very bottom left corner where you will find a thunder shield inside the treasure chest.
Oh, we're getting all the shield
Climb
elements.
the stairs beside the chest and go up to the very top where you will find yet another chest containing Aegis shield.
Alright, let's stick with that, or I'm gonna forget what I'm supposed to do. So, do you think you have a little crush on Jared?
No, it's just being weird. I never actually thought that. I didn't think anything about Jared ever.
Well, a lot of people have crushes on Brandy, is what I've discovered through doing the show.
I think I'm just that.
Brandy, a lot of people have been like, Brandy's kind of hot, huh? I'd be like,
oh my god, there's probably so many men that like love her.
Yeah, they. This is the other thing too that I realized through doing that was that when you're on TV, stupid people will just think you are hot automatically. It doesn't matter what you look like, really.
Oh, yeah.
They're gonna think you're hot because you're on TV. Like, I would get messages on my Facebook page from people who were like, hey, I saw you on Storage Wars. You're really cute. I really like your haircut. Like 4 or 5 times it happened.
Men?
Oh yeah, mostly men. I think one woman.
Like daddies?
One was a daddy. Total daddy. Total like leather daddy with like Rottweilers and stuff. But he was like far out of he was like in a whole other part of the country or something.
They looked you up on Face.
They Facebook searched Johnny Jungle Guts and got in touch. And that's one thing I learned is that the people will get in touch with you. Like, also because I used to work as a security guard in a museum, and like one of the security guards there like thought Snooki was like really hot, like really really hot, and I like never really thought of Snooki that way. But like I realized like, oh, like she's on TV, so she's hot. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't think guys thought Snooki was hot. Like, I think Snooki's pretty cool, but I mean, she's representing Jersey in a way. But so, what else you got written down on there?
I wondered if you were connected to, like other gamers. Like, is there like a society of?
I'm in a couple Facebook groups, but I would say yes. I definitely have now acquired a little crew of friends who are pretty seriously into games and are gay. Yeah, I would say that that I have a friend group that would fit into that category totally. Yeah. But also, I think a lot of people who are attracted to my Pokemon events that I've done, I think there's maybe just because it's me, it automatically just feels gay in some kind of subconscious way. So I think more gay people come to that. Also, I think that because Pokemon is so colorful, maybe there's a disproportionate amount of gay fans. I'm not really sure what it is, but there certainly does seem to be a gay component to a lot of, like, there seems to be some gay people at most of the Pokemon events I throw.
We stopped in at your last one.
Yes, you came to the Gamer Cave at Human Resources. That was actually pretty straight, I would say.
Seemed like it.
Yeah.
But you had like all these amazing snacks.
Oh yeah, you gotta just break
like
the bank.
Every stoner snack, or like any like it's like high school slumber.
Yeah, you gotta go. What you gotta do is you gotta go to Target and you got to. All right, climb the stairs beside the chest. Okay, but I don't think you really climbed those stairs. So let's see what the hell they're trying to get. Oh, maybe I climbed up those stairs? Now I'm feeling a little lost. Yeah, oh, you gotta go to Target and just break the bank because you gotta spend $100 on snacks at Target and it's gotta be like that kind of snacks because that's what they want. They don't want some fancy vegetable plate. They don't want dips. They don't want any of that. The gamers want
like trashy snacks.
Twizzlers and gummy bears and chips. They want Doritos, okay? They want...
Yeah.
I will tell you this.
They want like a bag of their trash of that, like on the side of them.
They want trash food. They want like I feel like I was at a Pokemon...
Or like Capri Suns.
Oh, yeah. I was at a Pokemon event that I threw at the Getty, and someone busted out a Lunchables. I remember that happened. Someone opened up the Lunchables. I was like, wow, this is happening right now. But that's where we were.
Did you have Lunchables at this one?
I certainly would not provide any. I don't think anyone brought any.
Oh, okay. I thought I would.
But this was at the Getty. We had a Pokemon tournament. And at that, Lunchables did appear, to be certain. Okay, I'm hoping that I'm doing the right thing. Let's see what the hell this says. I'm hoping this is going to be Thunder Shield. Okay, so then we go up here and see what we can see. What else do we got? Questions. You're turning it all around on me, Jeff.
No, I don't. It was just stuff to throw.
Tell me about your male partner. I liked how you referred to him as buddy. Because that is a very erotic word, I think.
Oh God.
I use that word a lot. And
during sex.
Oh yeah.
No.
Absolutely.
You do not.
I have for many years. Yeah.
Do you say bud?
I say yeah, buddy. That would be the phrase.
I feel like I've kind of heard that with
a guy. Men have said
sex,
yeah, buddy.
But I think
yeah, buddy. You were disgusted.
No, I'm just not a yeah, buddy type
No,
of
you're totally not a yeah, buddy type.
I'm more of like a daddy. Yeah, daddy.
Yeah, daddy.
Or, I don't know, that's about it.
Well, I just don't,
But I've heard bud, like, also with daddies, like, referring to a younger boy, maybe, or a younger,
yeah, because it's better, because I don't really like to be like, hey, yeah, bud. Boy. I don't like to call my sexual partner a boy. I mean, I kind of like it, but I like buddy a little better. Like, I'll say you're being a good boy or something like that. I've definitely said that, but the yeah, buddy is a little, feels a little safer.
Yeah, I guess I use buddy for also my friends.
Yeah, oh yeah, sure, absolutely that too. But you definitely did just use it to refer to your man lover. So right. How did you meet him?
Well, also he's not like, he's never had like a gay phone app installed on his phone or anything.
Okay.
Like that. So he's not really, he's gay.
Defines gay for you? The apps. Once you get the apps
I'm
going.
Saying like I don't like to say my boyfriend because even though it is my boyfriend, we're not like a super like gay couple, you know, or if that makes any sense.
Sure, sure, I hear ya.
Yeah, but we met through our mutual friend who also moved down here during the time that I moved down here, and she went to inquire about a room that he was renting at the time in Highland Park. Mm-hmm. And she told me that I should meet him.
Sure.
And we've been hanging out for 6 years.
6 years?
5.
5 years? Wow, that's very impressive. That's really cool.
Yeah.
But you guys are, it's an open scene. Open relationship. A little bit.
Yes, yeah, but not like, I don't ever really date much.
You just bring him over and just kick him out.
I mean,
you're nice to him.
I mean, I will.
Yeah.
But I even then, I don't even.
Sure. I really want to know how to.
You see this game through like different.
There we go. It was the escape button. That was the button I was looking for. Can I see this game through different
ways, or is it only through like top view?
No, yeah, it's only through top view because it's just the animated sprites. It's not 3D rendered, really. So that's a problem.
What year is this?
Well, this is a remake for PC, but this game is over 20 years old now. It's a classic. One part of the game that we recently passed through that was maybe notable was like a suicide attempt happens in this game, in the story. And I don't think that a lot of games had took it there before. And so that, I think, was kind of like a big deal.
Oh, I think I heard you talking about that with McCall.
McCall, yeah. But yeah, this is an old game. This is also considered by like a lot of outlets to be like the greatest RPG ever made. Like IGN, I think, ranked it #1. I don't know if I agree with that because I think they were just doing it to be like a little subversive. But it's definitely up there. It's great. It's a classic game.
I was watching you do like the it's like a cabin and like the ocean and the fish.
Yeah, right. That's where she does it. That's where she. And we were trying to keep the guy alive so we didn't have to kill ourselves, but we failed at that. We failed. Which was sad. It's very tragic. Yeah. McCall got me through that part, though.
What's the most time that you've like spent on this game, just like playing alone, that you can recall?
Like in a straight shot?
Yeah, like in your entire life.
Like cumulative.
Or like, can you remember like one time where you like were sitting here playing or like somewhere where you played this game for like 3 hours straight and like
absolutely
couldn't move after or something?
I had the sequel to this game, Final Fantasy VII. That game I didn't have a memory card for, so I couldn't save the game. So you couldn't turn it off to start off where you left off, essentially, and also you couldn't die. If you died once, it was over. So, that I bet I played for like a good 8 hours straight or something. Slept, woke up, played for another.
No way.
Who knows how many hours, something like that. Yeah.
What about the slot machine? What is that?
Okay, one of the characters I'm playing as is like we got the gold hairpin. He's like a compulsive gambler. And so his like special ability is like this gambling type attack where like it's very randomized what could happen, and it presents itself in the form of like a slot machine. So that's what that guy does. But you don't want to get 3 different things because then he just does this really stupid move that's completely useless. Where a little bunny comes out and like heals you, but it doesn't really heal you that much. So you don't want that. So you had a show at Human Resources at Christmas, on Christmas. That made me sad. I had a family to have to be with. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, that was an idea that I had, like, pretty much throughout that whole year. And I wasn't sure if it was going to happen or not. And then a couple of months before, my other buddy, told me that
Oscar? Was it Oscar?
Yeah, that Human Resources was available, and if I wanted to do something there during like the 3 Christmas days.
Sure.
And so I was like, yeah, and It happened.
But what happened at it?
Well, it was basically like I wanted to. I had an idea of like
What the fuck
people or like it was basically like my fantasy world where like you would walk into my living room, which was where like the bar usually is under the stairs.
Right.
I turned that into a living room.
Sure.
And then the stairs were the stairs up to the bedroom, and upstairs was my bedroom, and there was like a bed and like all my stuffed animals and like a lot of my vintage toys and like
vintage toys.
Like I had like a closet, like a bunch of cool stuff in it. Yeah.
So you're a big you got a lot of stuffed animals? You're a big stuffed animal collector? Yes.
Yeah, but I collect mainly vintage one only. Like they have to have like certain kind of eyes and a certain type of feel. It can't just be a regular.
Yeah, it's very specific. You're got a very specificity. Also, I feel like you collect stuffed animals, but you're not like one of those like furries. You're not like that in that zone at all.
I just got a stuffed animal yesterday.
which people might think when you just say you collect stuffed animals, but what stuffed animal did you get yesterday?
It was this weird little green frog. Looks like it's from like.
Oh, cute.
Maybe like late 80s or mid 80s. I don't know. It looks cool. And then I got this old lady doll.
That sounds good.
But it's like a children's doll. It's like a grandma.
Ooh, that does sound like fun.
And I want to turn her into a witch or something.
All right.
But I'm trying to not go crazy with the doll collecting or stuffed animal collecting. 'Cause I have
so much stuff.
Or like I don't have enough. I don't even have like a big, beautiful like couch to put them all on or something. You know?
Oh, I see what you're talking about.
Like I wish that I had like a big, giant, like heart-shaped thing. Bed to throw them on or something.
All right, I'm wondering if I'm going to be up for this next.
Before?
I don't have a memory of it, but it's telling me. What it's telling me. I see the save point there. I need to get to that. So we're going to get to that.
I remember you were talking about this doll. I don't know if it was with Nicole or not, but you were talking about a doll that you wanted for Christmas.
Oh, my Kirsten Larson. Of course.
What is that? What was that?
Kirsten Larson is an American Girl doll. She's a Swedish immigrant, okay? She's like the most tomboyish one. So I thought I was like in the clear, but like maybe not. And Kirsten Larson, I wanted her for Christmas, and my parents got her for me, but then they didn't want really to give her to me, so they talked me out of it, and the last minute I said I didn't want it.
And then what happened to her?
They gave her to my sister the next year. They gave her to my sister.
Did you see it at all?
Not in that time.
Like you didn't see it hidden in a closet?
No, nothing like that. But yeah, Kirsten, that was just tragedy, you know. That was just.
Have you talked to your parents about her?
Oh sure, I think she's come up.
Are you still mad about it?
Look at this. Look at all this. Silk flowers. We've got the.
Do you feel like they ruined like that moment for you?
Well, they sort of in the moment I thought I didn't want it anymore, or I convinced myself that I didn't want it anymore.
I remember I always liked like dolls and Barbies and stuff, but I also liked dinosaurs and other toys. But I feel like I wasn't afraid to ask my mom for it. I was afraid of just other people maybe knowing or seeing. But I feel like my mom totally was comfortable with me
having
having
dollies and
wanting
stuff.
Dolls and things that were more.
Well, why shouldn't you be? But did your mom like know you were gonna be gay? Like, did everyone kind of see that coming?
She says that.
That she did.
Yeah.
Because like I feel like there's two modes.
Also, I had a C-section, but I was a C-section baby, so I didn't come out of a vagina.
Oh, was that like one of her like logics?
No, that's one of my logics.
Oh, we're getting into some roots now.
But well, yeah, because I don't always. Sometimes I forget that, and then I remember it, and then I'm like, oh shit.
Maybe that's why you're gay. I think it just is one of those things. Like, I had a boyfriend once who said he was gay. He really still believed he was gay because, like, his mom, like...
I wouldn't consider myself fully gay.
Not
that I'm...
Oh, you wouldn't consider yourself fully gay? Okay.
Or any part, anything. I don't know what I am. I mean, I definitely
You just don't like the whole, like, I'm gay thing, like, where people, like, very clearly set that identity in stone.
I mean, I definitely like men, and I like... dick or whatever, but I don't know.
You just don't like that strict classification of it. It feels a little limiting.
It does, but
Yeah.
even everything does to me now. Even queer, or even that word is like not something that
Yeah, they all get kind of loaded, right?
right. Everything's
Um.
kind of, I don't know what I am. I identify more with the gecko from Geico than I do with gay people.
Wow, that's a big
Just
statement.
kidding. What about him? Do you like him? Is he like a...
I never thought he was that funny, to be honest.
Really?
He never really
Either.
did it for me.
I don't think he was funny either.
But then recently you've been getting into it.
There's just something about him.
Yeah. Who are some weird crushes that you have? Like weird people that people would maybe not think you would normally, like people you would normally not think of to be very sexy, but you find them very sort of alluring.
Well, maybe Danny Tanner.
Sure.
Is that a good...
The original daddy.
Is that a good...
The daddy of America.
Well, because everybody wanted John Stamos. Everybody wants John Stamos, right? And I'm like, well, I'm more of a Danny type,
He's very clean.
And I mean, yeah.
He's clean guy. That's good.
Does it seem more weird to be attracted to feel that way about...
Joey.
Yeah, would it seem weird to feel that way about
Joey's
Joey?
definitely probably the weirdest one to have a crush on. Especially because that Alanis Morissette sucked his dick, so like that whole visual is going to be a part of it. And then you like think he's like a kind of like a jerk in his personal life based off that song, which is like, still sort of up in the air, I feel. But, alright, let's see if I can succeed at this. Because this could be really hard, but I'm going to try to beat all these dragons that I got to fight right now. How does this work? Okay, let the dragon out of the box. And it flies all around, so I gotta figure out, now I gotta kill a bear.
What's Joey's real name?
Dave Coulier. Dave Coulier is the named actor. As I understand it. Yeah, he's hotter. Actually, if I had to go, he might still be at the top for me. I think he's more, something about him a little more charismatic to me. Certainly, John Stamos is not my number one. I have to admit that. Okay, what the hell is this thing gonna be? Let's just get right into this here. Stupid dragon.
Are you a Mario Lopez person? I'm just kidding.
Okay, so Danny Tanner, that's pretty good. See, I feel like there's some people, like, I was totally that person too, who, like, my parents were totally, like, paranoid I was gonna be gay, and, like, that whole thing. Then, like, other people, I think parents just get completely blindsided by it, By, like, when they find out their kid's gay, because there's just no, like, cultural signifiers, you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, I don't know. I feel like I don't know if my parents ever found out, because at a young age, they let... I always could basically do whatever I want.
Sure.
So they already knew, so they never had to find anything out, and I guess I feel really fortunate for that.
Oh yeah, here we go.
Like, my parents would never say anything about me.
Sure. And what about
Loving men, and if they did,
what
that would be
about
insane.
now? What about on your spectrum of it? When did you know you were gay?
I knew that I was attracted to men.
Sorry, now I'm labeling you. I'm out here
I was
labeling
attracted
you.
to other males when I was, I feel like really young. Like I just knew.
Yeah.
That's what I liked. But it was weird, you know. I mean, when you're a little boy, it's like it's not. It's different.
It's different. Yeah. So what do you got coming up, Jeff? What's on the horizon?
Well, this summer, my organization is doing a residency at Pearspace.
Oh, what's your organization?
Cool World.
Right. Yes, cool. Let's talk about that. What's that?
Cool World is just basically a collective and like a event mainly that we have that we've been doing for a couple of years to bring together mainly female and queer and other and weird and maybe gay-ish identified performance artists and musicians for like events.
Sure.
To play and so
pretty cool.
So I'm excited about that, but we have to figure everything out as far as who will play and perform.
Sure.
Maybe you can do something for us.
Oh, I would love to. That would be so fun. Let's see here. Oh yeah, this.
Do you play through like a PA? Do you usually do your little just thing?
I kind of just do my thing. I just kind of like to I mean, I used to have like a whole band and everything. I don't really do music as much as I used to, but when I do get asked to do it, that's kind of what I do. I also like to do stuff with projectors, like video with the singing, because it's usually not my music. It's like me expressing my like how much I like this other thing to a group of people. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's kind of like trying to be a professional fan. That's what I'm shooting for in my creative life at this point. So what's going to be going down at Pearspace? Oh, so you're still putting it together?
Yeah, we're figuring it all out, and yeah.
Well, it sounds exciting.
It's like there's not a like giant load of stuff to pull from in the city. It feels like.
You feel that way?
As far as the stuff that I'm
interested in. Yeah.
A lot of stuff feels to me like it's the same circuit of performers and stuff.
What are we talking about here? We don't have to name names, but...
Mainly a lot of the music stuff.
Okay.
It feels like there's not that many new things, and it's hard to discover even new bands. And, how do you even find out about a new band? Like, most people find out about new things, or a new band because it's their friend's band.
True.
And so they're only willing to go to that show to check it out because it's their friend's band.
Yes.
So it's just hard.
I will admit some guilt about my general enthusiasm for live music waning over the years. I definitely go to few concerts at this point, which is bad. But that's the truth of the matter, I guess.
It's fine. Not everyone's a concert person.
A music person.
I mean, I've seen you come to some stuff, which is cool. Or make a short.
Yes, I did. That's true. I did come to Cool World once when it was downtown. That was a lot of fun. And I mean, I say that I'm not out and about, but maybe I'm more than I think I am. Who knows?
Yeah, I've been going a lot more lately. I feel like, I guess just because I need to get out and trying to discover something maybe new in this city that I haven't discovered yet, but who even knows?
It's a big city.
Yeah.
You know? There's a lot out there.
Yeah, totally.
It's crazy, and I think I have to say this, which is that I think we have a lot better. The whole thing is just a lot better than New York, really, is what I'm trying to say here.
Oh yeah.
Because housing, rent prices are so high in New York. Like, my friend keeps trying to organize a show, and he went to Yale for grad school. And he keeps trying to organize an art show with me in it, and he, like, writes proposals. Like, I guess maybe that's what you do over there. I don't really know, but writes, like, proposals to get shows and, like, hires graphic designer or, like, does really nice job graphic design on the proposals and, like, all this stuff, and then he still doesn't get shown, ever, you know? And he's a good artist. I think he's a good artist, and I think a lot of people I know agree with me.
Oh, and, like, here, a lot of more, like, everyone kind of has more of a chance.
But now it's like all I have to be like is, I mean, frankly, I don't have that hard, like, I'll just say, hey, can I do this thing? What do you think about me doing this thing? Or maybe I'll do a studio visit or something. We'll have a little meeting. But it won't be like this whole, like, thing of, like, writing a proposal and finishing the work.
Or you could even just find somebody, or, like, your own little somebody's space and have, like, some show.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess we are fortunate. I do feel like there's...
Well, that's the problem, though, Jeff. That's why everyone's moving here.
Oh.
Because they want what we have.
Right.
Or what you have, and then I started to have when I moved over here.
No, it's fine. I mean, I feel like also music isn't that huge right now. Like, people would rather... Like, a lot of young people would rather go to an art
Really?
show,
That's an interesting perspective.
That's not rather, but that's what a lot of young people do.
Wow, I never thought of that.
Live music now.
I never thought of that could be true. That people would rather go to art shows than to see live music. But I'll believe it. I mean,
or like they know about an art show, or that's like what's more hip than. Whereas like 10 years ago, going to like a show or a music event was it wasn't like it. Like, it was more like a regular thing.
Well, I see exactly what you're talking about. I believe it. Also, at art shows, they have free alcohol.
Right.
And because they've got to liquor people up so that the people buy the art.
Right.
So, right there's an incentive, I think. I think a lot of people that go to a lot of art shows, though, are kind of going because they want to have shows at the places where they're going to the show. You know what I mean? It's like a lot of that, too. I don't really like going to openings that much anymore, but I'll still do it from time to time. I like going when I'm the only person there, and I can, like, have a long conversation with the person that's there. But a lot of times that person... It has to be an artist-run space for it to be, like, the artist there. Otherwise, it's just, like, a gallery girl. They don't even know who they are, you know? So...
Yeah, I want to have a haunted house this year for Halloween.
That would be so great. I bet you do such a great job at that.
Yeah, I don't know where, but I want it to be 2 days, and maybe, like, 2 weeks before Halloween somewhere.
Sure.
But maybe make it like half art event, half actual death scare.
Oh yeah. I went to a haunted house once where they like locked you in a room for a while with like a person for a while with like a person with like a weird Bart Simpson doll, giant human-sized Bart Simpson doll on the couch, or maybe, I don't feel like I'm confusing the whole thing. But anyway, eventually when they finally did open the door, what was behind the door was someone dressed up like the comedian Gallagher, and he was just aggressively breaking watermelons. Like in almost like a dangerous way. Like in a way that you would almost like be hit by the mallet if you were to get in his little Gallagher way.
Where was this?
Lincoln Heights, I think. I think it was in Lincoln Heights.
Oh.
I can't remember exactly, but I think that might have been the location for...
Yeah, I need one of those like trendy locations for my Halloween haunted house.
Then there was yeah. I'm sure you do a great job. I cannot wait to go.
Did you go to
The
to
lesbian
house? Did you go to that one?
Didn't go. Would love to have gone.
I went.
Was it great? Was it fun?
It was okay. It was definitely more that.
It wasn't scary really at all. It wasn't scary.
No, it was more of like a comedic type.
Sure. Yeah. Are you a big horror movie buff?
No. I'm more of like a comedy, like 90s comedy.
Sure.
Type person.
Sure. I hear ya.
Like I pretty much, I guess, collect VHSs.
That's pretty cool. That's I love the way VHS looks. I wish I want to get a TV with a VHS. Man, I am just getting obliterated by this dragon.
Yeah, my partner and he just recently pulled out all of our Whoopi
Goldberg
tapes, yeah. And there's like 12.
She's good.
And she has all these really cool movies from the 80s that she did.
Her stand-up movies. No, just regular types of movies.
One of them is kind of like stand-up-ish. It's called The Telephone, and it's her in her apartment the whole time. Basically like making prank phone calls.
Okay.
And, but she's really just like psycho in the end, or something. But it's kind of like comedy.
Yeah.
Kind of weird.
Mm-hmm.
It starts to get weird at the end, because there ends up being nobody on the phone or nobody on the line.
Weird! I love it. I love it.
And then there's Jumping Jack Flash. Do you know that one?
Oh, I saw it in the store, but I don't remember. I don't really remember. The plot escapes me a little bit.
She's like a detective.
She's a detective. Okay.
And yeah, and there's also another one called The Burglar. It's really cool, and she's like a cat burglar.
Ooh, that sounds good.
Super professional.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah.
I love Whoopi Goldberg. I love what she represents, just sort of in culture. Well, that was a failure fighting that dragon, but I think this about wraps up tonight's edition of Let's Gay. Jeff, do you have anything you want to plug? Tell about, or just even a friends thing that you're excited for? Or anything we didn't get to. I mean, we can go overtime. Oh, you're talking about. Oh, look at all this great stuff. Let's get into some of this great stuff. Space Channel 5. Let's talk about that. Oh
yeah, because I wondered yeah. What do you think?
Well, I think it's horrible. Everything that? I did play it. I think it's horrible, really, in a lot of ways. What happened to? Okay, well then that was a.
Well, I also feel like there's a lot of us young kids nowadays. 90s culture is so big, and
yeah, it's always the thing that was like 20 years ago is like the really hot thing.
And that specific look that she had in that whole game is what people are kind of doing right now ish. Or like certain things, the whole cyber thing.
Sure, yeah.
And I feel like no one references that game or has ever talked about it or anything. You don't see that,
Yeah, well, do you know the whole story about the lawsuit with that game?
Right. Isn't it something with Lady Miss Kier?
Lady Miss Kier. Okay,
yeah.
So they originally, I think, even approached Lady Miss Kier to be a part of the game, and she said no. This is my understanding of what happened. I could have it all wrong. So don't quote me on this. But whatever she said, they did the game anyway, and the main character of Eulala is very similar in a lot of ways to Lady Miss Kier. There's no doubt about that. And so, essentially, she sued them. But they sort of somehow countersued her. Whoa. And the winner of that was Sega. Was not her. And so she then, from doing that, became like in serious debt to Sega, as I sort of understand the story. So it's really insane what the whole thing it's just really crazy to me what kind of happened there. It's like totally off the rails.
Whoa, so she like thought that she was gonna...
And then she became millions of dollars in debt to Sega somehow. It's my understanding of the story. It's just a total shocker, really.
I can't believe it.
So I've always had a bit of a bad taste in my mouth about Space Channel 5, even though I do enjoy the game. And also, the game does actually feature Michael Jackson, which a lot of people forget. And that's really festive and cool.
Are you a fan of Miss Kier?
I'm not like an expert on Delight, but I like that moment in culture in the 90s of the club kids and that sort of like colorfulness and that hedonism and everything and that gayness or whatever you want to call it. And so yeah, I mean I'm not an expert, but I side with her against a major corporation who I love, who I have so much respect for, Sega. Actually, I think they've done absolutely amazing work. The last guy who I've had on the show pretty much told me like Sega games are like really the biggest influence on his work. He's a game designer. He designs video games, but still, that's a high praise.
Well, I'm definitely Miss Kier is a huge influence on everything that I do and have done, but as well as so many other women and creatures and people in music. But yeah.
Yeah, there's some great live video that I saw recently of Delight. They were just it was just a phenomenal live performance, really.
Yeah, her performances were so good.
Who else? What do we else got on the paper? Because I'm just I'll do this all night because I'm just grinding right now. I'm just trying to level up my guy so I can beat that dragon, and that can be just like a real chore, you know.
One other thing that I wrote down was I was curious to know if you were into, if there's like the Care Bears, if like there's like a Care Bear society, if you knew about it.
I don't know a lot about that. It's
what
funny.
About Monster High?
Well, that's really popular. I mean, I don't know if adults do that, but I always think about Catty Noir from Monster High. Catty Noir is a black cat type of a monster, and Catty Noir was also Azalea Banks' name on Twitter for like a while, and like how Catty Noir, because she's so dark, like came to represent, and is a pop star, came to represent something in black culture, like maybe intentionally, maybe unintentionally. I don't really know. But like I think in a way, because they weren't trying to represent black culture in any way, the characterization is so free from stereotype. You know what I mean? In this really like refreshing, because she's just a black cat. You know, she's not really supposed to be black necessarily, but like as a black girl, you identify with that of just being like feeling like your darkness of your skin makes you like unlucky or something, you know. Anyway, I think if I was a Monster High character, I'd be the plant one, but I can't remember her name. But I don't know how much adults get into that.
I guess maybe me. I feel like I'm interested in the they're like dolls that they have are kind of cool.
Oh yeah.
To work with.
Yeah, they're way better as dolls than as cartoon characters.
Yeah, I like the dolls.
I feel sort of that way, actually. I mean, I love My Little Pony, the show, the new show, and the writing is so phenomenal, and I get so invested in it, and I laugh and I cry. But I think in terms of the visuals, I think I do enjoy the way they handle it with some of the figurines kind of better than I enjoy the animation on the show. But that's because they're doing it in Flash, which looks really bad and old, but also the thing about My Little Pony and why it's so popular now is because the animation is so simple. I think it gives the viewers a lot of agency. Like, oh, I could draw that. I could do that. Like, when you draw a My Little Pony in the style of that cartoon, it takes you no time at all. It's so quick. And so I like the agency of that.
Right.
A lot. But I don't really like the way the animation on that show necessarily looks all the time compared to some other animated work out there. What else do we got?
I think that's pretty much it.
I like how these are all questions for me. Like you came over here with the intention to interview me.
I think I pretty much covered.
You covered it all.
You
covered it all, Jeff.
Except, I remember that. Were you into? What about like CD-ROM games? Did you do those when you were younger?
Oh, of course. Roller Coaster Tycoon.
Oh yeah, you were talking about one of those in one of the episodes. I remember you were also talking about a Barbie makeover game, I think.
Yes.
Wasn't there like an extreme Barbie makeover or something?
I might have. Yeah, it was like I think it was the American Girl doll CD-ROM game, and also, but there was a Barbie makeover game, and I remember that was really early in the days of 3D animation and computers, and you could create a look for your Barbie, and then have her walk down the runway. But the amount of time it took to load that sequence and generate that sequence was so long. You would have to wait like 4 or 5 minutes for the computer to generate that little ephemeral scene of Barbie going down the runway.
I remember my friend, I think, had maybe that one.
That one, yeah.
But it was definitely on her super old PC that was in the house.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was a lot to upload to get that 3D scene out of Barbie. But my big one, of course, was Warcraft 2. That was just so big for me. And really big also for my dad. My dad would take off work to secretly go home and play Warcraft.
No way.
Pretty crazy, the amount of addiction going on in that game.
Does he still play?
No. But it was just that one. It was just Warcraft 2 and Warcraft 3. Or no, it was Warcraft 2 and the expansion for Warcraft 2. It wasn't it was not Warcraft. He didn't get into Warcraft 3, which is actually not that great of a game. Someone created a mod of Warcraft 3 though called Dota. I don't know what that stands for, but that is a huge, like really popular, like really popular, and has been like adopted by the Blizzard, who's like the people who make Warcraft.
Was your mom like always mad at your dad during that time?
I don't know, cause I don't know if she knew. I think the thing that I just remember is one time I was at school and I got sick or something, like I threw up, and so like my grandmom or somebody came to pick me up from school. Like I bet they called my dad's office, and my grandmom worked for my dad. So my grandmom came and picked me up from school and took me home, right? And I went upstairs into my room, and my dad was in my room playing Warcraft in the middle of the day when he, should have probably been doing work. That's my memory of my dad's like level of addiction to Warcraft.
He's still like in his work outfit, like he hadn't changed or anything when he got home.
My dad doesn't really have my dad kind of only has actually that's not true. I guess he wears t-shirts sometimes now, but I feel like in my childhood my dad was like always wearing like some nicer slacks with like a button-down shirt and a tie like all the time.
So when you walked into your room that day, was he wearing that?
Yeah, I bet he was wearing that, yeah. Not always, like on the weekend and stuff, and he wears t-shirts, we play tennis. My dad's weight has also fluctuated a lot. He was never like huge, but it's like pretty crazy to see certain eras of my dad, like, and he just looks completely different, But he lost weight doing like Atkins diets. It's just like terrifying to me because it turns you into like it's like a carnivore diet.
That is weird.
Are you a vegetarian, vegan, carnivore, meat eater, food queer?
Vegetarian-ish.
Food queer. Don't like labels.
Yeah.
That's me.
Pretty much. I mean, I don't really eat beef or pork.
Sure.
I mainly eat only poultry.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I don't know.
There you go. Well, on that note, thank you for giving me all those extra questions so I could try to level up my characters to fight that dragon. Because that's what this is really all about, let's be honest. Fighting the dragon. This has been another episode of Let's Gay with Johnny Jungle Guts. I don't think I really have anything to plug. I'm really excited to see Captain America on Friday morning. And that's really it. That's what I've got on the... Oh! Free Comic Book Day is this weekend. Friday at midnight, which is technically Saturday. It's very confusing to try to write that out for people, but Friday at midnight into Saturday at Comics vs. Toys, we're going to be having Free Comic Book Day, early midnight session. Free comic books for everyone. Lots of free comic books for everyone. And
You're gonna have snacks.
there might be some snacks. One time, do you want to hear something really funny? We had an event at the comic book store, and you know what they bought? Not me, I didn't do this. They bought McDonald's for everyone. Like McDonald's burgers. Like a huge pile of McDonald's burgers. Isn't that... I've never seen someone buy that for... Do that. I've never seen someone do that.
In elementary school, I remember like there was a couple of McDonald's like parties that kids would have. So they're like each kid would get like a mini little Happy Meal or like a Happy Meal.
In the school, they would allow you to have this?
At school, yeah.
That is really bad, I think.
Right? I was like, what?
But when you're a kid, you get so excited to eat McDonald's, am I right? Did you get excited?
Of course.
Yeah. It was the most thrilling thing when your parents were taking McDonald's. You got a toy. Did we get a milkshake? Anyway, we're going to have Free Comic Book Day, 20% off everything in the store. Please come and cosplay. And you'll get up on the Comics vs. Toys Instagram. And see you then, Friday at midnight.